Generations. Much can be learned from past generations. For past generations write history. They become history. The past may have already been written, but the future awaits a new generation.
Oh my God! It's SmackDown versus Raw! Sports entertainment will never be the same!
Hello, this is RandoChris, and I'm coming to you with a special something I like to call the SmackDown vs. Raw Retrospective, where I'll be taking a look at the SmackDown vs. Raw series from THQ, all the way from the first to WWE 13. The reason I'm doing this is sort of to pay my tribute to THQ since they went bankrupt and now the WWE license has gone to 2K. The reason I'm not including Shut Your Mouth, Here Comes the Pain is because I didn't really play those games extensively, so, why bother including it if I can't really speak about them? So without further ado, let's begin with the very first SmackDown vs. Raw. Now, the thing they advertised the most about this game was that Season Mode would now have voice acting, which means any superstars you met or faced would be able to talk smack to you, basically stuff like that. Though the thing is, the audio quality is really bad with this. Now I don't mean that you can't hear what they're saying, but it sounds like they're speaking in a warehouse, and also you can't really tell if it's the actual wrestler or not. Though I'd be lying if I didn't say Tajiri trying to speak English was hilarious.
So you are saying that this is all my fault?
No, I'm saying that you've lost half a dozen matches in the last month, and you need to focus.
大体な、お前が余計なことしなきゃ負けなかったんだよ。
Season mode itself is pretty fun the first couple times around, but then doing the same storylines over and over again with the only variety being different superstars doing different voices and just like going for different titles just kind of gets grating. Really, the only main purpose of season mode is just to have the opportunity to boost up the stats of your created superstars, and if you feel like a dick, also the default superstars. Well, you could also use the money you've won in season mode to also purchase unlockable moves, more superstars, and more outfits for characters, even though those outfits are pretty much for the bra and panties match, and I will talk about that in a little bit, as much as I don't want to. Going back to the sound, the commentary in this game is really garbage. The most you get is just snippets from JR and Jerry the King Lawler or Michael Cole and Taz about whoever's wrestling in the match and just, oh, good God almighty, he just did this move, holy shit. And then there's the random licensed music that they got to play during the background during matches, which I kinda get since that's what they've done before with the other SmackDown games, but I don't really see the purpose of it. Moving on to graphics, the character models, well, they do get the job done of showing who you're playing as. I don't really get the feeling that I'm actually controlling the real wrestler instead of just this 3D puppet, basically. The audience, well, come on, it's the PlayStation 2 audience. How else do you think they're gonna look? You know what, I feel sorry for these people, going through the same repetitive motions, having no fingers, unable to change their expressions. These people are living with a disease, and they're spending their hard-earned money to see more, I don't know how you say it, more privileged human beings performing for them. It's pretty tragic. The arenas, well, there's not really that much difference between them besides the set pieces, the placement of announce tables, the ring ropes, and the logo on the ring apron. Alright, before we get to gameplay, I'll talk about some of the other modes, which there's create a wrestler, create a pay-per-view, create a moveset, kind of goes with it, and create an entrance, also goes with create a superstar. The create a superstar, I mean, for the time it's okay, but compared to what we get nowadays is definitely laughable, to say the least. Create a moveset is basically what it says on the tin. You're assigning moves to whoever superstar you're editing. Plus you can also change up their entrance music, their video, and what motion they have. Though definitely the downside to it is that you have to go through every single entrance to see how it goes, rather than getting a preview. So there's not really much patience you can have with that part. Now let's get to what really matters, the gameplay. SmackDown vs. Raw's gameplay, well, it's definitely showing remnants of Here Comes the Pain, but you can also tell they've added some things to make it more of a simulation while still trying to keep that arcade feel. Your controls are similar. You run with the triangle button, you use the circle button for your grabs and Irish whip, X button for strikes, and square button for miscellaneous things. The L1 to do your finisher, R1 to change your target, and L2 and R2 to reverse moves. You can still grab weapons from under the ring, expose the turnbuckle to use it against your opponent, take the steel steps and just thwack them over the head with it, and just put them through the announce tables. Though to do it with the Raw announce table is pretty weird. First you have to get them off the stage, then you have to Irish whip them into the area, and then you have to grab them, then watch an animation of the person destroying the table. Though the funny thing is that you can do it with pretty much anyone. So you could have Trish Stratus lift up frickin' Andre the Giant and just suplex his ass through a table. So for your match types, you have the basic single, tag team, triple threat, fatal 4-way, but you also have the special match types like Hell in a Cell, ladder, table, parking lot brawl, and so forth. Including the bra and panties match. Oh joy. Normally I would skip over something like the bra and panties match, but really these matches are freaking terrible, both in real life and in this game. Basically they just serve as woohoo 3D boobies. And it doesn't really make sense in the grand scheme of things, since most of these women are basically wearing bra and panties when they wrestle anyway, so what's really the point? Well, I guess it's because there's no women's championship in this game. Neither are there tag team titles. There's only the World Heavyweight title, Intercontinental title, WWE Championship, and United States Championship. And the only time you can see those is during season mode, so that really kind of defeats the purpose of having champions in the game if you're only going to see them in one specific mode. But even with stuff like that, the game still holds up. The gameplay is still good, that's basically what matters. You can still create some decent wrestlers and pretty much have your own fun making up pay-per-views and whatnot, so if you can find this game, give it a shot and just see what you think. Well, that's it from me. Stick around for SmackDown vs. Raw 2006. I'll see you next time in the next installment of the SmackDown vs. Raw Retrospective. This is RandoChris saying that the bra and panties match was pretty fucking worthless.
Your time is up, my time